Good evening. Thank you for inviting me today. It falls on us, politicians and members of the European Parliament, to present a perspective and discuss both our duties and our failures. Regional disparities in income, growth and productivity reflect upon the demographic decline issue. There is a widening gap between Athens and Thessaloniki, and between Thessaloniki and other regions of Greece. Our country's population decline by 2050 will be more evident, more pronounced in provincial Greece than in urban centers, and will lead to severe consequences on economy and society, especially concerning the peripheral cohesion. I will leave it to the experts to inform us more on the various dimensions of the issue, and I would rather focus on the political standpoint. The demographic emergency is one of those few major social issues that are unanimously recognized as such. But while we may agree on the actions that need to be taken, we all fall far behind on carrying them on. I think it's not really debatable that first we should legalize and integrate more immigrants, and second, we should encourage people to have as many children as they want. It's a personal choice. It's not an obligation. On the first one, immigration. No one believes that a raise on the birth rate would be enough to prevent the population decline. We do need immigrants. We do need to integrate them in our economy and society. No matter how obvious, immigration faces a fierce opposition from large parts of popular opinion in Greece and in Europe. Demagogues of the far right and the mainstream center-right exploit fear, racism, prejudice, but also rightful grievances from failed integration and the deterioration of income, social services, stable and well-paid employment, and a rise in urban poverty and crime. A thriving society should provide work opportunities to young people whose mentality will be more welcoming to immigrants, I think, because immigration is a prerequisite condition for a prosperous economy. Xenophobia and racism may win votes and elections, but they never solve any problem, they just make it worse. The second point, I mentioned earlier that we should help people have as many children as they want, and I emphasize on the they want part, because it is neither a duty or an obligation, it is a free choice. I think it is safe to assume that people tend to avoid large family models when they feel insecure about income, employment, and the way of life. Conservative voices choose to approach the demographic emergency as a cultural problem, a problem of young couples not wanting to have enough children, being too selfish, being too self-indulgent, not willing to make sacrifices, etc. So they make it a woman problem, they make it our problem, and they blame it on us. So we should insist. It is a problem of not allowing parents to balance work life and family life. We need to invest on childcare, parenthood leaves, benefits, preschool education, tax deduction for children, and affordable housing. Parents in Greece nowadays are forced to finance themselves from their own pocket to make their children's dreams come true, with extra lessons on various subjects, university exams, or studies away from home. For more than one child, these costs are unbearable. So this creates a painful dilemma between raising one child in a way that allows it to pursue its dreams, or raising more children, limiting their skills and chances. The EU policies are mostly responsible for the permanent austerity issues that undermine conditions for happy parenting and a fully functioning family model. However, Europe has provided us with a promising example, As with green transition and the climate crisis, we need an EU-wide policy for the demographic emergency. That would mean dedicated EU funding alongside a provision for family and child policies to be excluded from Eurozone budget criteria, to be considered as a long-term investment approach. An investment that has secured the sustainability of our pension systems, our welfare, and the balanced development between urban centers and the periphery. In closing, we should listen to the experts, decide upon a certain demographic policy, and then do what we have to do. Then finally do our duty. Persuade voters on what has to be done and find resources to make it happen. So then, and only then, we can assure our children that yes, there is a better tomorrow for all. Thank you.